I sum up 9 months since you've been gone. Like, how does one even begin to do that? I'll start off with saying that it sucks more now than it did when it first happened. I got up to use the restroom, I would say a couple of hours ago, and it was warm outside, right? Like, it's warm in the bathroom, and it was warm outside, and it reminded me so much of when you passed away. Like, just like how warm it was, how humid it was, how like everything felt real thick and stiff, and I don't know, it just like, it pissed me off, you know? Like, when I went into the bathroom and felt that, like, I was pissed off, I was annoyed, because I'm like, oh, here we go. And like, the closer we get to it being a year since you passed away, like, the more it like chokes me, seriously, because, you know, it's already been 9 months. Like, it's been 9 months since you left, and truthfully, everything in life sucks. I mean, there's no way around it. Everything in life sucks. I hate my job. I'm not happy with my marriage. I'm not happy with anything or anybody. I'm not happy with who I am as a person. I'm not happy with how I look. I'm not happy with my health. I'm not happy with anything in my life. And I also feel solely responsible for that, you know, and I'm constantly feeling like I need to do more, and I need to be more, and I need to have this and have that, and I need to live my life for you, and I need to, you know, honor you, and I need to do all these things in your memory. And, you know, it's just like this constant mental battle, and it freaking sucks. And I find myself smoking a lot more, trying to drown out everything. I find myself, you know, like, just constantly going to the next thing, instead of just sitting and figuring one thing out at a time, you know, get myself together, get my health in order, you know, and then move on to the next thing. Instead, I'm just feeling like I need to, like, do everything all at once, get it all done all at once. And that's not the way it is. And that's not the way that's not the way life works, you know? And it just sucks. I'm tired of everything, you know? Tired of Gamma being so sad all the time. I see her and her life, and I just can't help but feel so bad for her, you know? She has a job that she hates, and although she makes the most money she's probably made, you know, in her entire life, she hates her job, she hates her boss, you know, she just hates life. She hates life. She told me she had a dream about you finally the other day, and you guys were riding one of those tandem bikes, and I thought that was just really, really precious. That would be the kind of dream that you would make her have, something very cute and wholesome. It just sucks without you, kid. Like, I have no other way to place that. Like, it sucks without you. One of the times when I woke up this morning, maybe like around 1 or so, I had the thought to myself, and I was like, damn, like, in 3 more months, it's gonna be a whole year since you left this world. And that shit trips me the fuck out, because it's like, I can't even, like, grasp the fact that it's been 9 months right now, and to think that, you know, in 3 more months it'll be a whole ass year, you know, since you've been gone, and it feels like time has flown fucking by, you know, because on the one hand, since you passed away, like, time just holds no weight in my world anymore. It, you know, fast, slow, like, it's all the same. It's literally all one and the same. So while, you know, 9 months can be a long time to somebody, and 1 year is quite a long time, it still passed by so freaking fast that I can't believe that it's gonna be a year since you left. And the way that hurts my feelings so much to say that, you know, to say that it's been a year since you've been gone. Like, I don't even know how I'm gonna say those words, you know? But it just continues to be such a shit show for me and for my life, you know? I want to make you proud. I want to do things and accomplish things that are going to have you looking down and smiling on me and being like, yeah, that's my mom. Like, I'm so proud of her, you know? And but at the same time, I'm just so mad. I'm so sad still. And you know, it's like I'm just waiting for life to pick back up, and like, it already has, you know. It never stopped. Like, it's like I'm waiting for a train to come, you know, and for me to get on, but like, I've been on the train. It never stopped. It kept going, you know. You got off, you know, but the train kept going. And I never got off. I just didn't realize that I was on it still. But it's like I lack the determination right now. I lack the drive. And me and Gamma are always like, you know, oh, it's the grief, you know. We're always blaming our whatever on the grief, you know. I'm blaming weight gain on the grief. I'm blaming this on the grief. I'm blaming, you know, me hating my job on the grief, you know. And the grief is something that helps us to, like, I think, see clearer what has happened, or, you know, just things about our life, you know. The grief is helping to shine light on that and really forcing us to do something about it. But like I said, me and Gemma, we just lack the will right now to do anything other than what we're doing, you know. And it's like, that's literally all that I have the capacity for. So I just truck along each day, you know. I try to do, you know, a little work. I hate my job. I hate my job because I'm so used to it now. It's so easy, so it's just like, it requires nothing. It requires me to, I don't have to use my brain, so then I'm able to multitask and I'm able to do my job, but also think about you, think about your passing, think about where my life is right now, you know. And so I just ponder on that stuff all day, but then I'll like try to quiet that noise with YouTube, you know. So it's like I'm working, I got YouTube going on, I'm also scrolling on my phone, so it's like I'm trying to fill every free moment I have with doing something, doom scrolling, fucking watching YouTube, you know, doing whatever. And I mean, I have hobbies that I'm trying to, do right now. I just started sourdough, so it's like that's a new hobby. That's going to require me to bake like every 5 days. So that's going to keep me semi busy. And then I thought about going to nursing school, to finish what you were not even able to start, And so I thought that would be a good idea. Okay. I thought that would be a good idea, to get into nursing school. And like, what better distraction for yourself than to go to school, And I have been watching all these videos about nursing school and about how, demanding it is, mentally, just all that. And I was like, you know what? I could do that. That would actually be welcomed right now, to have to use like every bit of my brain space to be able to like study and learn and hold information in. Like, that may be good. And I'm still doing my nails, getting better at that. I'm better at the acrylics, because that's something that I'm keeping up with every week. So getting better at that. Yeah. I mean, it's just like doing small things, and just trying to get through it. I found more of a community on TikTok. I've been trying to get into the TikTok thing again, and I don't know. I don't have the consistency for it, I guess, because, or my stuff, even though I struggle so hard with saying, I don't want to go viral. I'm not trying to be, TikTok famous, but at the same time, I want to get money from TikTok. So, like, you need your stuff to go viral. And I was like, but you got to find a niche. And I'm like, I don't have a niche right now. I don't know what my niche is, because I do a lot of different things. So it's like hard to stay consistent, and so then I was like, well, I could talk about my grief, and then I did, and I do, but then I started thinking, because I was like, the grief is something that happens every single day. It's something I have to deal with every single day of my life. Like, that's all I know right now, is dealing with that. And so it seems like it would be, some good content, but I just, I can't truly be authentic. And I'm like, and at the same time, I can't go on TikTok crying all the damn time, because that's really is the majority of the grief, is crying. You know what I mean? Is pondering, is thinking about your life right now. What you're, how you're trying to make it through this life now. That this major part of your life is now gone. It's been so weird trying to get used to you, not talking to you, not hearing from you. I swear there's still times when, it's been 9 months since I've gotten a text from you, and there's still so many times when I look at my phone, you're still the first person, on my pinned messages. You're still the first one. But to not get a text message from you in 9 months, to not hear your voice in 9 months, to not see you in 9 months, it's like something that it's like, I still feel like you're somewhere, like you're in another state or living somewhere. Sometimes I have to catch myself, because I literally feel that, I feel like you're living in another state, or you're living with other people, or you're, away at college, or, I'll get this feeling sometime like you're far, but not like super far, and I guess that makes sense, because then that means that like your spirit is close by always, which is cool. not what it's not what we want, but I'm discovering about life in general, but about myself too, that, it's never going to be about what you want. It's always about the other person. 2 weeks ago maybe, Nona, after you passed away initially, when your memorial came around, Nona said that she had wanted her and her siblings were going to buy you a tree, and it was going to be your memorial tree. So, so 2 weeks ago it got delivered, and we went to go plant it at this community garden that's over in Nona's neighborhood, which is our old neighborhood too. And we went and planted it, and it's a ginkgo biloba tree, which is very interesting. I didn't know this, but they're supposed to be the oldest tree in, I guess, history, and one of the strongest trees, and it's medicinal. Ginkgo biloba is, I think it's good for memory and stuff like that, which I'm like, it's kind of ironic too. It's like, the tree helps you remember, and so the tree will definitely help me remember, and all of us remember you. And so we went and we planted it, and it's all on its own, like in a less crowded part of the garden where there's not too much stuff at. And it's great. It's great. There's so many people that go to the garden to go learn. Like, while we were there, it was like a Sunday, randomly in the afternoon, and 2 of the volunteer gardeners were there, and they were so nice, and they helped us plant it. And the lady, when we were leaving, she hugged me and she started crying, and it was just so sweet, because I don't know this lady from a can of paint, and she was just like so moved and so overwhelmed, and she started crying, and it was a very sweet moment. Your tree is so majestic looking, even though it's kind of baby form still, and it was planted with love, and you saw it. We got the flowers there, and we put some fake sunflowers, and Candy made it. She punched a hole in one of your stickers from the memorial, and she tied a ribbon around it, and we tied that around the flowers. So, and we put those right in front of your. We put those right in front of the tree. So, but it's like doing stuff like that. While it's nice and symbolic, it just really drives it home that, like, wow, you're gone, bro. Like, you're really, really gone. And here we are doing these things for you, these memorial type of things for you, and it's just, it's so hard. And a lot of times I just stand there in disbelief, like, I can't believe that it's happening, I can't believe that, like, we're doing this. Like, while we were planting the tree, I kept saying, like, I can't believe that we're doing this. Like, in my head, I kept saying that. And then even before we went out to the garden, I cried to Dad, and I said, I didn't want to go. I said, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go. And he just kept saying, we don't have to go. Like, we don't have to go. You don't have to go. And I said, yeah, I do, because it's not about me. it's about Tana. You know, it's got nothing to do with me. It's all for her. And so, yeah, I do have to go. And it just be shit like that, you know, where it's like, it's still part of the mom job, you know, doing a whole bunch of shit you don't want to do, but doing it because you have to do it, because it's for your child, you know. And so that's why I do the shit that I do now, because I don't want to do it, but I have to do it, you know. I didn't want to get you cremated, but I had to. I didn't want to have a memorial service for you, but I had to. I don't want to mourn you forever, but I have to, you know. And it's just, God, I hate my lifetime. I just hate it so much. I'm trying so hard to find a joy in the little things, the big things. Like, Dad and I won $500 the other day on a scratch off, and Dad was so excited. He was so happy, and rightfully so. I don't think we have won that much money before on a scratch off, for sure. And you know, 500, that ain't nothing to sneeze at. That's quite a bit of money, you know. And I just wasn't excited. I wasn't excited about it, you know. For a while I was binge shopping at Shein, you know, buying summer clothes and just buying whatever the fuck I wanted to buy, basically. And then I got to a point where I got like everything I wanted, and I was like, all right, that's it, you know. Don't wanna. I literally, I looked all up and down that site and couldn't find another thing that I wanted to buy. Like, not a knick-knack, not a thing. And I was like, you know, so I had purchased pretty much everything I could want to purchase, you know. And I was like, all right, well, I'm done. And it was like, you know, then I realized that I was looking to all these, you know, bullshit things to try to give me joy, give me excitement. And it's fleeting because, of course, once I stop buying stuff, once the packages stop arriving every day, you know, it gave me that little bit of hope, anticipation, you know, like, oh, you know, I hope the packages come, I hope this, I hope that, I hope it turns out, you know, how I wanted it. And so, you know, once the fun of that wore off, I was just like, damn, now what, you know? Then I tried, and I was looking for other things to buy, and it was just like, there's nothing else I want, you know. So when we got that $500, you know, I was just like, it was just, I was like, oh, I'm gonna save money. I still have 100 of it too. We split it in half. Well, we split it in half, but then we each used like $50 to buy more scratch offs, like true gamblers. And then I still have half of my half, and I just don't want anything, you know. I don't want anything. I got everything, and I'm just like, okay. So now it's like I'm looking for the next thing, you know, the next distraction. And really, all that it is a distraction, you know. That's all that life is to me now, is looking for different distractions to have that can keep my mind off of the fact that you're gone. That's what life is now, you know. Being sad, doing whatever, trying to be happy as often or as little as I can, and just trying to do things in your memory, you know. Trying to do things that will make you happy, trying to do things that will bring us peace. And I just need you to continue to show me what that is. Show Gamma what that is, you know. If you want us to make stuff, if you want us to, volunteer somewhere, like, I'm all game for whatever, I'm just waiting prompts from you on what I need to do next, but what I feel the strongest right now is that there's nothing to do, and I literally just need to sit with it and learn to live with it in this first year, because I'm still in shock, and I know I'm still in shock because of time not making any sense. The fact that 9 months can feel so short yet so long. So I would imagine in every forum that I have read, there's been several comments on posts on TikTok I have seen. I say everybody, lots of people say that the second year is the worst, because the second year is when the shock wears off and it is now realization. Like, it really, really sets in, like you're gone. Even though that sets in right now, like, I know you're not coming back. I stare at your ashes every single day. Like, I know you're not coming back, but I am very much still in a trauma response in my brain. And once that does wear off, I am scared about the realization setting in and what it could potentially do to me as far as my mood, my energy, my everything. But that's for another day, So yeah, your friends have found Gamma on TikTok and have started talking to her, like messaging her. JJ messaged her a couple of days ago, and they were chit-chatting, and then she said yesterday she was talking to Tristan, and so I'm so glad that friends are reaching out to Gemma, and I know she needs that. She needs your friends, and she needs the dreams, she needs the reminders, she needs all of it. She needs all of that, and I do too, but she needs it more. She definitely needs it more. So yeah, well, that's about all I have to say about that. Wasn't really expecting to actually I have been. I have, because there have been some other times when I have woken up around this time and I thought to myself, I kind of felt the urge to get up, especially because I hadn't yet recorded a 9-month video, and I will say I may not be consistent on many things this past 9 months, but I have been consistent with posting a video every month anniversary since you passed, on how I feel, just whatever, and I mean, your 9 months was up on the 11th of April, and I think we're on like the 17th. No, I'm sorry, we're on the 19th, because tomorrow's the 20th. Tomorrow's Easter, yeah, and we're gonna go to Nona's, and that's in the first, Christmas and Thanksgiving were the big holidays after you pass, but now here's another one that I've forgotten all about, and so we're gonna go over to Nona's on tomorrow. I keep forgetting that it's Saturday. So we're going to Nona's tomorrow. I'm making deviled eggs, although I can't call them that because it's Easter. So I'm making sanctified eggs, and in my sourdough journey, I just had to discard about half of the starter, and now I'll start feeding it more each day or every couple of days, something like that. I forget what the directions say, but with the discard that I had to take out, I made some sourdough snickerdoodle cookies, which something I never thought I would make before. They are delicious. I found a recipe on TikTok. I used about half of the starter that it called for, which I'm glad I did, because I feel like it would have made them a little too sour. Like, I get it, sourdough is good for the gut, so, and it's gonna have that twang, and I don't mind the twang, but for cookies, I don't feel like that sour should like be super prominent, so I used half of what it called for, and they came out so good, so good. So I only made like one batch. I think I made like 9 cookies last night just to test it out, but the batch is quite a large batch, so I'll finish those off today and then take them to Nona's with the eggs, and yeah, we're just gonna be there doing our thing. So yeah, that's month 9, or going into month 9. There's more hard clarity, which I hate, but is needed. I realize that, it's just all part of the greater plan for growth and self-discovery, because although you are the one that left, really the work begins with me, and just working through it, trying not to get bitter from it, because everybody's life goes on. Everybody's life, goes on, even mine, even Gamma's, as reluctant as we are to have life go on. It's going on regardless. The days keep ticking by, the months obviously keep ticking by, the years are going to keep ticking by, and I definitely don't want to waste them. Seeing how fast they are moving, I don't want to waste it and be like, oh, here's another year where I didn't do anything because I was so consumed with my grief, that I didn't make room to do anything. I didn't make room to grow or, deepen my relationship with God, or, deepen my relationship with those around me, make new friends, do good for humanity, all that good shit. So I'll think about that once we get past July. Right now I'm just focused on, counting down to the anniversary of the worst day of my life, What else can I say? What else can I call it? So there's that. I'm gonna go smoke now and blow my nose and probably make some coffee because I am wide awake now. And it's probably like 4. But here's 9 months without you, kid. It sucks just as much as, 1 month. I mean, there's not much else I can say about 9 months that I didn't say at 3 months or 6 months or even 1 month, It's the most profound thing that's ever happened in my life. It continues to suck. I continue to miss you greatly. And yeah, I love you, kid. And I hope where you're at and what you're doing, you're having quite the time. I love you. I'll see you on month 10.